Hey guys, it's Hayden Wilde here, and super stoked to announce the 2026 YouTube series is coming out, and we're going to start it off pretty hardcore. We've got three series coming out in like the space of 2 weeks.
On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air.
Where we'll kind of do a deep dive into what we did in New Zealand, Geelong, which was the first race of the season, and then the Melbourne training camp heading into the Singapore T100. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the next couple of weeks of YouTube viewing. Happy days.
To myself, this could be heaven and this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, "Welcome to the Hotel California." Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely face.
Yeah, like heading into this year, obviously we wanted to. I think it's always different this year, especially this year, because I spent the first few months in New Zealand, which last year I spent it all in Europe for a European Christmas. So it was nice to be back in New Zealand with friends and family, and it was always nice to get back because you get to do things that you normally don't do. So the New Zealand Cycling Nationals, the track and field championships, and just a few local triathlon races, and that was all kind of heading into Abu Dhabi for the first WTCS, where I looked to kind of go back into that short course campaign, kind of getting ready for the Olympics as the next 2 years the Olympic window opens. So it's kind of important for me to get back into the swing of the short course, but also still dabbling a little bit in the kind of middle distance. So yeah, it was really nice to kind of start my season back in New Zealand. The first few weeks after Doha was pretty different, having that decompression from the grand final in the T100, last race of the season in the middle of December. So to get back home to have Christmas with the family was super nice, and then kind of got straight back into it with a call from Brody, where we did like a week East Cape camp, where we did like a week of riding, and we did some 200k days on the bike and just did a bit of a bike tour, which was kind of cool. And
All black inside me, slowly seeping from the bone. Everything I cherish is slowly dying or it's gone. Little shaken babies and drunkards seem to all agree. Once a show gets started, it's bound to be a sight to see.
then from there kind of got back into training, and those first few weeks were kind of more specific on the time trial bike, especially on the UCI setup, where I was looking to do the New Zealand National TT but also the road race, and then kind of just from there start doing a little bit more obviously triathlon training and getting back into the season. But it's always I always have like a love-hate relationship with training in New Zealand. As I like to have a lot of commitment and seeing a lot of friends and family, and obviously a lot of engagements because I'm never in New Zealand a lot. So sometimes training does get kind of biffed to the back a little bit, and the commitments kind of get a little bit too much sometimes. But that is what it is what it is, and that's part of being I guess in a certain status back home. And I absolutely love it, but I think training was not the best, but I tried to do as much as I could. But as soon as I left New Zealand, that's kind of when the magic started happening. But it was really good just to tone back the training, as it was such a big year last year. everything is so specific on getting back to the short course now. And my first race of the season was meant to be Abu Dhabi, so with the change of coaching heading into the 26th season, going with Sam Mayhew, who's been in my camp for since Tokyo Olympics. He kind of knows what I need and what I need to improve in the swim. And as much as I still seek advice and have good conversations with my old coach that I've had for the last 6 years, Fred, I do. Sam is kind of taking over that role and more specifics in triathlon. So, going back to short course and really dialing down on my swim and getting back to where I was before Paris Olympics. So, yeah, definitely. I think we had way more weight on the swim when I was in New Zealand, and kind of put everything else on the back foot heading into the season, which was super beneficial. I like yours. Get out there, suffer about 50 minutes, hopefully.
Very good.
Yeah, it's getting dripping. It wasn't too bad because white, so.
Well, my 4G is not working anyway.
Now I get some fuel.
Where are you going? Yeah, you bear like 2 minutes or something.
Oh, did I beat Ruben?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, right.
He still needs to finish.
Oh, so I'm third.
So you're you're fourth.
Oh, right.
By like 4 seconds.
Eddie! It's water! Water! Women! Come on, Ado!
Yeah, it was like, I think just things to keep me motivated and wake the body up. So yeah, the New Zealand Cycling Nationals, kind of a little bit away from triathlon, so something a little bit more specific, which was cool. And I do a lot of training and stuff when I'm back in Andorra with a lot of the pro cyclists, and you never really get to really understand the sort of capabilities they have, because you normally just join them for their long rides or their easy rides and never their bike session. So to kind of get that proper in-depth experience with the proper road riders was pretty cool. And yeah, I was just there to have a good time and have a good training session, and did as much as I could for the lads to kind of bring back the race and help some of the Pro Tour guys to take the jersey back to the Pro Tour. And it was real cool to see George Bennett take the win there. And for me, it was great, just getting amongst it in the TT and not having a lot of training into it, but just a really cool experience to witness just how strong and how much respect I have for the proper pure cyclists. But then at the end of that season, heading into the New Zealand track nationals and doing the 5,000 meters, and after that also competing in the Oceanian Cup in Napier and doing a bit of triathlon there as well. So there was a bit of mix of pure racing of just single disciplines, but also getting back into triathlon. So started the season off pretty early, but nothing too serious and nothing to taper over. It was just to kind of get amongst it and kind of get those feelings back. The big, I guess, the big first race of the season was meant to be Abu Dhabi, a sprint distance race. So, just touched on it before, where my pre-season was really more specific on getting top end speed again back into the swim side and kind of giving a back foot to the run and the bike. So I was really stoked and kind of really happy with where everything was heading into Abu Dhabi. And then obviously, things happen, and unfortunately, with the conflict of the Middle East at the moment, the Abu Dhabi race was cancelled, which was a fair call. And you got to keep athletes and people safe and respect kind of what's going on. But another opportunity came up, and I was like, well, I was actually meant to race Valencia half Ironman, and I think in 6 weeks after. I think it was a week before Singapore T100, but then it gave me the opportunity to go and race Geelong 70.3, which I knew there was a good opportunity to race it because there was a lot of the guys that were already kind of top 10 favourites that were already qualified for the World Champs. So I knew that not racing specifically for the race, if you had a bad day out there, if you come top 5 or a top 8, you probably will qualify. I went to Geelong and only made my decision a few weeks before the race. So to go into a race when you've got KB and Yalla and some pretty big names, it's probably not a good idea to go underprepared into the race and be a little bit undercooked heading into a race when these guys are training for the Pro Series. They definitely were relatively in shape. So that was a cool opportunity to get there and qualify, and then I don't have to worry about it until I go to hopefully go to Nice World Champs at the end of the year.